All right. Hi, everybody. The purpose of this video will be to build an app from scratch. The idea of the app, it's going to be a productivity app that helps connect people with handiwork in Lima, Peru. The reason you may ask, well, why Lima, Peru? It's because I think there's no real app that helps people connect to any sort of work that handiwork and reliable people that you can count on. And then I think there's also no real set for market price. Um, it's really hard to find good help. And then there's also a safety issue, of course. And yeah, I think I find it that sometimes when you're looking for someone, you could go to Facebook. There's sometimes where you could see that in Facebook, there's ratings, not a lot of people comment very much, and then people can always redo an account. So so my idea now is to basically create this app, hopefully launch it, and then see if it works. Now, I have been using ChatGPT for some time. I have the paid version of ChatGPT. It's been pretty helpful. There's actually a new extension with Replit, but recently I've heard that Claude Code is actually better. So, and Claude Code paired with Cursor actually go hand in hand. So I decided to go ahead and ask GPT what was the best coding tool right now. And yes, I did use ChatGPT as Google, which I've heard online that you should be being more detailed and prompt, but who cares? Anyways, I wanted to just do a quick check and see what just GPT told me. So it does look like Cursor and Claude Code are kind of the best pair because I think that you can open it. So I'm gonna go here and go right over to Claude AI, and that's not Claude. Always be careful when you're going in and searching because now I notice that the sponsored results always come at the very top and sometimes they could be very deceiving. So just always before you click, just make sure that you actually find the website that you're looking for, right? The URL, the correct URL. For this case, I'm gonna go ahead and just accept all cookies. That's fine. And I do have an account with Claude. It's just the free version. So we're gonna go ahead and work like that. I have used Cursor as well in the past. I haven't used it recently, but I hear that it is one of the best ways. And now all the LLMs, for those of you who are not aware of what an LLM is or are, it just stands out for large language model, and it basically allows you to interact with this AI platforms that you can kind of chat back and forth. Now, there is actually a new way that you can interact with ChatGPT, which is just, it's not necessarily new, but it's been improved. It's my understanding. And so you can basically chat with it and you can give it more context, essentially provide a better way of prompting, and that's definitely something that I haven't fully tried yet on their new version, but it's something that I'll probably end up testing on another project. But just to stay on top of this recording, we're gonna go ahead and basically ask Claude how to best build an app using Claude Code and Cursor. So my first question is going to be that I'm also going to ask it if I need to use the paid version of both Cursor and Claude. So here goes nothing. Don't mind the spelling and grammar mistakes. LLMs are usually pretty smart and they're good anyway, so we'll go ahead and try and see what happens. You are a application application developer. Your task is to build a app that will work as a tool for homeowners and handyman workers find each other to complete different tasks at home, such as repairing water leaks. I'm gonna say water leaks because it's something that's currently happening to me right now. My home is actually having quite a few water leaks. Happen to have a water leak because of a neighbor issue, not necessarily my own. So, anyways, I'm just gonna use that example, uh, painting and installing tiles. You're gonna be The app will be based out of Lima, Peru. Not necessarily that the app will be based, but they the people will be working and finding it out of Lima, Peru. In terms of method of payment, you want to make sure that it can use Yape, Plin, and these are the most two form of um, payment transactions and Lima Peru that most people use. And what else we're gonna say? Oh, and Visa or MasterCard. I don't I don't think MasterCard is very big in Latin America, or at least not in Lima, Peru. Having seen them now that I've been actually moved from Canada to Lima, Peru, probably about a year and a half or so. But anyways, I haven't seen MasterCard being too big here. But anyways, can use Visa or MasterCard transactions. It is also important to guarantee the safety of 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 both homeowners, homeowners, and the people and the workers and the workers offering their services. You will need to build two separate versions of the app. One that works, one that is used by the homeowners, and one that is used by people offering their services. Recently, I oh, you also want to you also you are hmm You're also tasked to do it in the similar fashion as app called Task TaskRabbit. So there is TaskRabbit for many people that you probably live in the US, Canada, and even I think in Europe. I have used this app before. It was pretty handy to find work. I actually used it for some time, and I was actually able to find work initially, and then just slowly build some clients. So the app does work. Um, you can do this to inspire and understand what the app should have. Okay, what else do we need? Okay, tell me if I should use Claude Code inside Cursor to make to create in order to create the app the most efficient and fastest way possible. In order to use Claude Code, do I need to use to use the paid version of Claude and Cursor? And then, okay, so this is what my prompt looks like. I'm just gonna go back to GPT and see if it can help me improve my prompt. Help me improve this prompt. I mean, it's not the great. I've heard or I've seen online that it's not the best to use LLMs to do your prompts, but hey, I'm just learning, zero experience. Well, not zero experience, but I don't have any certifications yet necessarily on this, so I'm just gonna go with the flow and see what happens. Okay, so here we go. Role your senior full stack mobile app architect and product engineer. Goal, design and build an MVP of a two-sided marketplace app, TaskRabbit like for Lima, Peru, that connects homeowners who request home services, handyman service providers who offer and complete jobs, core services, plumbing, leaks, painting, tile installation, and allow adding more categories. Yes, that's correct. Deliverables, provide the following in order: product requirements, user personas, homeowner versus provider, key user journeys, post a job, accept, complete, pay rate, must have MVP features versus later features, safety plus trust model, app structure, create two separate apps or two separate experiences with distinct roles, explain which is better and why, homeowner app, hosting, chat, scheduling, payment, ratings, dispute, provider app, onboarding, verification, job, browsing, quoting, navigation, earnings, withdrawal, system design plus architecture, recommend tech stack, React with reasoning, backend approach, database, file storage, admin dashboard. Okay, data model tables include tables, key fields for user roles, provider files, and provider profiles and skills, job requests, quotes, booking, status tracking, messaging, payments and payout, ledger, reviews, disputes, etc. Design the payment flow to support Yapip, Plin, Visa, MasterCard, include escrow, hold concept recommended. Provide, okay, trust and safety, build plan, tooling question. Should I use Cloud Code inside Cursor to build faster? Explain best workflow, so I need paid versions. Cursor, okay. In general, Cursor, the best speed you need to pay. Okay, now your question. In general, Cursor, the best speed benefits usually come from paid plan, bigger user limits models. Claude Code typically requires access to Claude models with enough usage, usually paid or via an org API. If you can't access Claude Code directly, you can still use Cursor plus another model and get most of the benefit. Fastest practical setup for MVP. Cursor paid plus strong coding model. Clear PRD, scaffolding templates, use AI for scaffolding, crude endpoints, UI. You still need to manually verify security, payments, and edge cases. If you tell me your preferred stack, React Native versus Flutter, and whether you want one code base with rule switching or two separate apps, I can tailor the prompt even tighter and also give you a repo structure the AI agent should follow. Okay, so on top of actually fixing and making it into a better prompt, it actually answered my question. Just decided to do that for me. And then it asked me if I preferred, which is my preferred stack, React Native versus Flutter. And I don't even know. I'm just gonna ask back to it. Which stack do you recommend that I should be using? React Native or Flutter? And whether you want code base with role switching or two separate apps. I think I want two two separate apps. Tailor the prompt even tighter. Go ahead and improve the prompt. Okay, let's see what we get now. It is going to take a little bit to do that, and I think while it's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to probably start downloading Cursor. So let's go to Cursor here. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and simply hit download. We're downloading for Windows. I'm just going to download this one here, system and user. So I'm just going to go ahead and click download for Windows. Version 2.3 for what I see is the latest version, so that's good. Hopefully I have enough room. I don't see why I shouldn't have enough room. Okay, so here we go. My recommendations, React Native with Expo. If your priorities ship fast, hire easily, iterate, React Native is usually the better choice for two-sided marketplace MVP. Okay, it's gonna give me it's basically saying it's gonna be the fastest from what I see here. Ecosystem, code sharing, even with two separate apps, you can run monorepo and share UI components, business logics between apps, back energy, synergy. Okay, when Flutter, if you want highly custom UI with consistent performance everywhere, and your team already know Dart. I don't know Dart, so okay. If you're building something very design heavy from day one. Task rather than Lima, MVP with two apps. I go with React plus Expo plus TypeScript. Okay. Improve prompt. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's copy and paste this. And I'm gonna copy and paste. I think it's up to here. Load code inside cursor. Formatting rules, be concrete and implementation oriented. Okay. Okay, let me copy. Let me go back to Claude. Let's paste it here and well, Okay, I see. If I want to use Opus, which is I believe, the most capable for complex work, according to um, Claude, then I should have Opus. So for the purpose of this, we'll go ahead and um, yeah, use Sonnet 4.5 to see what we get. In the meantime, I think it started to download. Yep, it's downloaded. So we're gonna go ahead and install Cursor. Okay, so yes, we're gonna give it permission. Okay, I accept the agreement. Next. Overall, I do recommend using Cursor. It's built me actually do create a desktop icon for supported file types. Add to a path requires shell start. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and install. Okay, so it's downloading Cursor. Okay, let's see. TaskRabbit, like Marketplace, MVP, complete technical specifications, product requirement document, homeowner, demographics, pain points, difficulty finding reliable service providers, transparency, safety concerns, goals, which task completion, fair pricing. Okay, yeah. Moderate to high smartphone usage. Demographics, skilled tradespeople aged 20 to 60, varying incomes, pain points, inconsistent work, payment delays, yes, goals, steady income stream, fair compensation, professional reputation building, tech savviness. Okay. Core user journeys. Journey 1. Posting, okay, download apps, signups, create jobs. Okay, so it looks like it's created in scope, which is good. Okay, there's a lot of information. Trade-offs. Okay, it's still writing. Okay, it's telling the recommended provider, which is this one called Kulpi. Best support for local methods and newbies. Visa, MasterCard processor in Peru. Good for cards only. Okay. Tech stack. Monorepo. Navigation. All right. Looks like Cursor has been now downloaded. And now my next step is going to ask how to use Claude Code inside Cursor. So let's see. Okay, it's loading. Okay, we'll wait for that. And roughly, okay. I also want to know how much roughly is it going to cost me to create a budget, an estimated a an estimated budget of how much it will cost to build this app that will be available in both iOS and Android. I'm sure that covers all important line items. Okay. So that's gonna build me an estimated budget, which is good. This is still building. Okay, it's giving me a lot more information. Hmm. Okay, it's talking about pricing, 200 month free credit covers 28K geocoding, pay as you go beyond free tier. Da-da-da. Storage, AWS, setup, upflow, security, image processing. Okay, so it is getting a little bit or a lot more technical for sure, but that's fine. The idea is that we're using all these tools to just build it for us. Okay, I do have an account with Cursor and I have used it before, so I shouldn't have an issue signing in. My first few, I guess, costs for these are going to be um, essentially it's going to be, I think, oh, I already clicked on that. I think essentially my first few costs are going to be the memberships that I'm gonna have to buy in order to use paid versions. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I'm gonna enter my code 0953. Let's see. Okay, looks like GPT is still thinking. Yes, login. Okay, so let's see. All right. Preferences. Import from VS Code, use existing settings and extensions. Open cursor from terminal. Not necessarily. I'll just go ahead and continue. Okay, so welcome to Cursor. Get started with the basics. Okay, tab, agent, plan, multi-agent layout. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and continue. And here we go. So free plan. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and upgrade. Now, I'm not gonna go all crazy on this just yet. Or maybe we might go crazy on this. No. Okay, let's not go crazy. Okay, so great for individual developers, more power for demanding projects. Okay, let's do something that's probably a little bit wild, but let's ask GPT and tell us which one of these. Well, okay, here's the actual budget that I asked for. Okay, so the estimate makes sense. Assumptions of the MVP includes onboarding profiles, post jobs, offers. Okay, one time discovery and PRD about 5K. Okay, wow, this is this is a lot more than what I thought. Recommended contingency. So base bill without contingency says about 77,000 to 187,000. Okay, that's quite a bit. App Store accounts often missed. Google Pay Play Console $25 one time. Payment, Visa, admin panel support. Okay. Mobile app, homeowner app, mobile app development, provider app. Payments, trust and safety, fraud rules, notifications, QA testing, DevOps. Okay, ongoing monthly operating budget. Typical early stage run. Okay, cloud hosting, about 150 to 900. SMS phone verification, highly variable. Tulos Peru pricing can be 0.24 per outbound. Okay, big cost drivers. If you choose pro features, these can add to 60 to 200K, depending on how far you go. True escrow holds plus automated. Okay, if you tell me your target MVP launch example, 10 to 12 weeks versus 16 weeks, and whether you'll hire freelancers versus an agency, I can tying this to single recommended budget number and cash flow. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with it. I'm gonna say I'm planning to just test this out and just use Claude Opus or Claude Code and Cursor. Do you think do you what is the I'm gonna say what is the likelihood hood that this can be built with zero experience and just using those two, and how much would it just cost if I go this route instead? Yeah, okay. I didn't think it would cost that much actually to build, so we'll see. We're still deciding what we're gonna do. I'm still leaning towards probably this because I do wanna be able to use all these different models. But then again, I don't know if it's gonna be worth it right off the bat to do that. So let's see what GPT tells us to do. And in the meantime, let's see. So the free version has actually given us lots of information so far. Um, wow. Okay. This response paused because Claude reached its max length for a message. Hit continue to nudge Claude along. Okay. We'll hit continue in the meantime. But wow, that was a really good prompt that GPT actually gave us to run um, Claude, and right now it's still thinking, and it's searching the web, and it's actually one of those features now that I've seen from GPT 5.2 that it actually just tells you what it's doing, how it's processing. I tried to test Codex. You do need to have a little bit more, a few more skills in order to understand how Codex works, especially in terms of GitHub and how do you have that connected. That's all still somewhat new to me, so I am trying to learn that. And you could always use any of the LLMs to help you understand, but it does take time, patience, and just being able to go ahead and reiterate and reiterate. But I could hit answer now, but I do try to use for like complicated things like this, and I want like quality answers. I am using the extended thinking version, and the answers are usually pretty good. So I'll continue to wait. And okay, and then just note it's told me how long it's thought for. So 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And look at all this information it's giving us. Okay, you can build a testable MVP with Cursor plus Plot Code, but with zero experience, the main question isn't can AI write code? It's can you debug, connect services, and ship without getting stuck on setup, builds, auth, payments, and app store rules. Likelihood, realistic ranges. This assumes you're willing to follow tutorials, paste logs back into the agent, and iterate. Clickable demo prototype looks real. Limited backend, 80 to 95%. Rate for validation the idea with users. Private beta MVP, real users. auth plus database, post job, offer booking, basic admin, manual payments, 40 to 60%. Very doable if you keep scope tight and use managed services. Supabase, Firebase. Production ready, marketplace, secure, scalable, full trust, plus safety, plus real payment integrations, disputes 5 to 20%. The last 20% is where solo builders get stuck. Payment, edge cases, fraud, compliance, stored submissions, security. What usually blocks beginners? App signing, iOS provisioning, test flight, backend auth, permission security rules, RLS, real-time chat, notifications, reliability, payments, and refunds. Disputes, even more complex than take a payment. Debugging build errors and dependency conflicts. Do you need pay cursor plus pay Claude? If you specifically want Claude Code, Anthropic says it works with Claude Pro or Max plan. Okay, so um, we do need the Claude Pro. So let's go back and let me see here. What is it doing? Oh, it continued to work on the actual. Um, okay, so let's leave that for a sec. Let's go here. Upgrade plan. Let's see. It says we need either the Pro or the Max. So we'll probably end up getting the Pro. The Pro gets us everything in free and more usage than free. Okay, that's obvious. Access more Claude models, unlimited projects to organize chats, unlock deep research tools, use extended thinking for complex work, connect Google Workspace, email, calendar, and Docs. Okay, that's something that everybody's doing now. Integrations with remote MCP and includes Claude Code. Okay, so I think probably the Pro version will be good, and it's in Canadian dollars, so that's perfect. The reason why it's getting Canadian dollars, by the way, it's simply because I do have although I am working currently remotely out of Peru, I do use a VPN, and obviously this is not sponsored by Bitdefender VPN, but yeah, although the video is not sponsored by Bitdefender, if you're watching this, I do like your product overall. It's good. It allows me to do some transactions to that I need to do when I'm online. But anyways, so going back to the video, um, I'll end up likely having to use the Pro version. So it will all be dependent on time and how quickly I can move. All right. Um, it did tell me here as well, but I wanted to go in and see. Also note, Cursor's Pro plan includes a monthly pool of Frontier model use, $20 at API pricing. Heavy use can exceed that and might require upgrading or paying over this. Okay, that's fine. If you go to the AI tools plus build it yourself route, this route mostly replaces developers' labor with your time. The cost becomes subscriptions plus App Store fees, backend hosting, a few utilities. One-time annual fee still required. So that's the $99 per year. Google Play. Okay, so that's still not terrible. So it looks like it gave me the two options. Option A, shoestring to validate fast. Recommend for first time attempt. Okay, goal. Private beta, MVP, manual payments, Yapep prove upload. Basic cards later. Okay, I like it. Cursor Pro, we're gonna need Cursor Pro, Claude Pro. Okay, that's about 2020. Backend Supabase free, upgrade later. Expo EAS build can be 0 and free tier enough for early testing. Okay, monthly $40 plus small usage cost if you add SMS and maps. First year minimum to publish is $40 per month plus the $99 plus the 25 Google. Serious solo builder, fewer limits, smoother that Cursor, Supabase Pro, Expo starter, $19. Okay. So we're looking at about $204 per month. And power user only if you're hitting limits consistently. Okay, so Cursor Ultra, $200 a month. Claude, okay. So monthly about $425 it says. Okay, so this one is a power user. Okay, utility cost you might hit depends on your MVP choices. Okay, SMS verification can get expensive in Peru. Okay, for early tests, you can avoid SMS by using email, WhatsApp verification manual to keep costs near zero. Maps Yukonin can be low initially, but it's usage based. Expo builds free tier may be enough. Early pay gives credits and priority. My honest take, what I do in your situation. If you want the highest chance of success with zero experience, do this. Build one backend plus shared UI package, but keep features extremely MVP. No escrow, no full dispute system yet. For payments in the test, manual YAPE proof upload plus paid confirmation. Admin approves. Add full integration later. Start with option A. If you hit limits every day, upgrade to option B. If you want, I can rewrite your MVP scope into phase 1 14-day build version that's realistic for first-time builder and designed to work well with Cursor Claude code. All right, so for the purpose of not keeping this video super long, we're gonna end it right there. That's kind of the wrap up for the this first episode of just using Claude Code and Cursor to build an application. So you can see it's doable. AI is saying that it's doable. Now it's a matter of how complex or how simple you want to make it and then test it. So the key from what you hear out in the internet is how fast you can get it out there. So on episode number 2, we'll try to go ahead and build it. And by then, I will probably get it already in Cursor, or I will at least understand how to get Claude Code inside Cursor and just be able to get the prompt into Cursor so it starts actually building the app. And hopefully by then we can have an MVP to share and show you what current progress looks like. So if you stuck to the end, thank you. If you want to follow me in this interesting journey, feel free to subscribe as I will try my best to upload all the progress that I'm doing. And happy coding. See ya.